As time moves, our collective understanding as a species keeps evolving. Well, we know far more things now than people who lived a century ago did. To someone who lived 1,000 years ago, our fancy high-tech technology would look like wizardry. With that in mind, you might think it should be easy for us to understand our ancient ancestors and the objects that they left behind. But that's not the story. In fact, it's quite the opposite, and this video proves that to you. These are the 15 strange ancient objects that have left archaeologists speechless. Number 15. William the Faience Hippopotamus. Well, when we're talking about something ancient, Egypt and its great pyramids directly come to mind. Now, we've talked a lot about ancient Egyptian finds like the Narmer palette, scarab amulets, mummified dogs, cats, and even lions. But this thing is totally mind-baffling. We mean, just look at this big, bright blue hippopotamus. This figurine was made in the 12th dynasty and was placed with another in a tomb. It's crafted from faience, which is a glazed ceramic made of ground quartz, and painted with lotus flowers, symbols of life, rebirth, and marshes. Egyptians, well, didn't just admire hippos, they feared them. These monsters were considered dangerous hazards and represented the destructive power of the natural world, chaos, and evil. That's why 3 of William's legs were snapped off intentionally to stop it from bringing trouble in the afterlife. Only 1 original leg remains. It was found in Myre in 1910, and by 1931 it got the name William in a British cartoon. Now it is on display at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. Number 14. Giants of Monte Prama. The only thing archaeologists know for sure about the Monte Prama statues is that they exist. These elephantine stone figures stand nearly 8 feet tall, and without any doubt, they look totally freakish. They were unearthed near Cabras, on the west coast of Sardinia, in 1974. Most scholars attribute them to the Nuragic civilization, which thrived on the island between 1800 and 240 BCE. However, very little written history from the Nuragic people survives, and other cultures barely mention them. What's left behind, though, are these weird statues, highly detailed, carved with precision, and strangely stylized with big, disc-shaped eyes. The tombs found near the site hint that the statues may have served as guardians of the dead. But that's just one guess. There are no inscriptions or a definite purpose. They appear out of nowhere in the historical record and vanish just as fast. No one knows who made them, why, or what they truly meant. But let's be honest, they look like C-3PO droid from Star Wars, aren't they? Number 13. Iranian vase with animation. Well, it sounds just ridiculous, but believe it or not, the art of animation didn't begin in Hollywood. It showed up 5,000 years ago on a humble goblet from Iran. Like a prehistoric flipbook, this vessel was painted with a sequence showing a wild goat, most likely a Persian desert ibex, that moves toward a tall plant. First, the animal stands still, then walks, and then leaps to nibble the leaves. When the goblet is spun, the images play like a loop, primitive motion captured in paint. It was found in Shar-e-Sukte, aka the Burnt City, which was a major settlement in Bronze Age Iran. While the artifact was found in the 1970s, its animated sequence wasn't noticed right away. The city itself is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, praised for its early urban planning and complex civilization. Alongside this vase, archaeologists also found geometric pottery and ancient grave sites. If you want to see them, visit Iran National Museum because they are here. Number 12. Lomekwi stone tools. Well, the oldest man-made artifacts are the Oldowan stone tools, which are about 2.6 million years old. But the tools found at Lomekwi 3 in West Turkana, Kenya, are even older. They are about 3.3 million years old. As of now, 2025, they are the most ancient tools ever uncovered. Well, researchers, like always, aren't fully sure which of our early human ancestors made these tools, but the discovery suggests that our ancestors had the mental ability to craft tools before any member of the Homo genus was even born. Some of the artifacts uncovered at Lomekwi also include anvils, cores, and flakes. The tools are the largest known stone tools, and researchers suggest that they be classified as their own tool-making tradition called Lomekwian. Most of the oldest known tools were found in Africa, so who knows what kind of secret Africa contains. The Sterkfontein and Rising Star cave systems are the places where you can get all the answers. Number 11. The Ksar Dra in Timimun. The Sahara is by far the largest desert in the world, and it is full of history and hidden gems that only a very few of the most adventurous travelers get to see. Algeria boasts massive stretches of it and a long Berber past. One of its forgotten gems is Ksar Dra, an abandoned fortified village near Timimun. It was a Berber oasis town with 35,000 people and buildings colored in red ochre. Ksar Dra is a ksar, a North African Berber-style walled village made of connected homes, granaries, shops, baths, ovens, and a mosque. It's enclosed by a double wall, stone on the outside, and clay inside, about 2 meters high. Some compare it to China's Fujian, Tulu, as both were built by small communities for defense, usually from adobe or stone and clay. The structure may have been a caravanserai or trading post, and some claim it was once occupied by Jews. Its exact age and origin remain unknown, but it hasn't vanished, like the people who built it. Number 10. Blythe intaglios. Well, our understanding of the Blythe intaglios in California has shifted a lot over time. These colossal geoglyphs were first recorded in the 1800s, but faded into obscurity until a pilot flew overhead in 1932 and noticed them from above. Well, it was just luck. But even then, it took until 1982 for them to be added to the U.S. National Register of Historic Places. Over 200 giant figures exist in the region, some of which look like humanoid shapes, animals, and abstract forms. Why someone made them is still a mystery, just like the Baghdad Battery and Phaistos Disc. The largest one stretches over 170 feet and can only be fully seen from the sky. Since the people of that era couldn't fly, the reasoning behind these sky-facing creations is baffling. A 2021 study hoped to date them precisely, but only stirred more debate. Some parts appear 450 years old, others seem closer to 2000. Many link them to the Mojave, but even that's uncertain. Number 9. Cats and babies. Mummies. Mummies, without a single question, are some of the creepiest things our ancient ancestors left behind. But when you see baby mummies and a cat mummy, it feels like something else. At the Aksaray Museum, 13 mummies from the 10th to 12th centuries are on display, including adults, infants, and one cat, which we don't know what is exactly. The mummies were uncovered during excavations at churches in Ilara Valley and Chandla Church. Aksaray Museum Director Yusuf Altan said that, unlike Egyptian techniques, Turkish mummification involved removing internal organs, coating the body in melted wax, wrapping it in cloth, and then burying it in dry ground to preserve it. One baby mummy even shows visible shrouds, booties, and a necklace. The cat mummy, preserved with wax, was likely buried because it was loved by its owner. However, the creepy cat mummy doesn't match any known species from that time or place. So, what is it really? Number 8. Mysterious pyramid and ancient artifacts. We've said so many times before that what we know about history is not always true. Every now and then something changes it, or in some cases completely throws it from the books. Like this Goliath 2,200-year-old pyramid just uncovered in the Judean desert. For years, people thought it was from the First Temple period, but they were totally wrong. It's from the Hellenistic period, when Israel was under Ptolemaic rule. The pyramid is made of hand-carved stones, each weighing hundreds of kilos. No one really knows why it was built. The site, located north of Nahal Zohar, is being excavated by the Israel Antiquities Authority with help from the Ministry of Heritage and volunteers from across the country. What they've found is insane. Greek papyrus scrolls, bronze coins from Antiochus IV and the Ptolemies, weapons, textiles, wooden spoons, and even ancient furniture. And it's all been preserved in unreal condition thanks to the dry desert climate. The team says every single day brings new finds, and they still have weeks left to dig. Number 7. Chupachagaro Pyramid. In Peru, a newly uncovered pyramid at the Chupachagaro is shedding light on the ancient Corral civilization, which, for your information, was the oldest known culture in the U.S. They flourished between 3000 and 1800 BCE, and the fact, Corral predates even the big head's Olmec by 1,500 years. This sacred city once influenced Andean urban design and architecture. The site, just a kilometer west of Corral's center, sits in a small ravine and formed part of a broader network of settlements in the Supa Valley, acting as a trade route between the valley and the coast. In Sector F, excavations have recently revealed a stepped pyramid hidden beneath thick vegetation. The structure features 3 overlapping platforms, marked by upright stones called huancas, a hallmark of Corral architecture. These stones anchor the corners and central staircase, which leads to the summit. No precise dating has been verified yet, but given its spot, it likely dates between 2600 to 1800 BCE, making it possibly as old as the pyramids in Egypt. Number 6. Karahunj. Karahunj, also called Zorat's Karar or Karahunj, is often nicknamed the Armenian Stonehenge, though it bears little resemblance to the English site. It is located in southern Armenia, and this structure is made up of 223 stones, each with circular holes carved into them. The stones are thought to date back to either the Middle Bronze Age or the Iron Age, placing their construction several thousand years ago. Archaeologists have proposed that it could have functioned as an ancient observatory, but the proof remains thin. Some scientists argue that these stones may have been the remnants of ancient city walls, though there's no sign of any settlement nearby. Whatever its purpose, whoever built it chose an elevated plateau surrounded by rolling hills, a setting that feels deliberate. Whether it was for ritual, astronomy, or something else entirely, Karahunj still stands in silence. And while theories keep piling up, real answers are nowhere in sight. Number 5. Egyptian Handbook of Ritual Power. This 1,300-year-old handbook of ritual power was discovered in Egypt and written in Coptic. It's a spell book like no other. This codex, essentially a bound set of magical manuscripts, was translated in 2014 after years of delicate work by Australian scholars. The text includes invocations for love, success in business, healing, and even domination. One spell suggests driving nails into someone's doorway while chanting to bind them to your will. Egypt in the 7th and 8th centuries was largely Christian, and the text reflects that, featuring repeated references to Jesus. But there's also a strange twist. It mentions a figure named Seth, described as both the living Christ and the third son of Adam and Eve. That points to the authors being part of a fringe sect of early Christians who venerated Seth. This group was labeled heretical and pushed out by the end of the 7th century. Their magic, though, is still whispering through time. Number 4. Wasu Stone Circle. The Wasu Stone Circle in the Gambia is believed to be around 1,500 years old, making it relatively young compared to the likes of Stonehenge. While scholars suspect the stones were used to mark the graves of tribal leaders from an unknown African civilization, no hard proof confirms it. The burials discovered at the site are significantly older than the stones themselves. If the circle was meant to mark graves, it was placed there centuries after the interments, a rare and curious historical behavior. Archaeological work has been minimal, mostly due to strong local superstitions. Many believe the stones are cursed and that disturbing them brings misfortune. That fear has kept researchers away and left the site largely unexamined. So while the circle stands firm on this holy earth, its story remains shrouded in mystery and silence. Number 3. The Born Stone. The Born Stone is one of North America's most cryptic artifacts. Though it was moved to a museum in the 20th century, no one has successfully translated the inscriptions carved into its surface. Theories have ranged from outlandish to plausible. In the 1970s, historian Barry Fell claimed it bore a lost Iberian message stating, "I proclaim annexation by this stone." But linguistic expert Michael Barnes dismissed that entirely. He argued the script didn't resemble any known European language. Instead, he proposed the carvings were Native American petroglyphs, possibly created centuries before European contact. That leaves us back at square one. The stone has passed through many hands, but its original context is lost. The marks might have recorded a boundary, a dedication, or something ceremonial, but it's all speculation. Number 2. Roman Box Lock. In North Rhine-Westphalia, this Roman-era gold and iron box lock has puzzled archaeologists due to its miniature size and amazing craftsmanship. It was discovered by a metal detectorist in 2023. This lock dates to the 3rd or 4th century CE. Unlike other Roman box locks, which are often larger and made from iron or bronze, this one is smaller than a modern 1-pound coin. The mechanism was made from 2 cylindrical metal sheets, joined with the lids and sealed using rivets. Decorative rows of opposing cutouts adorned the casing. CT scanning revealed the inner mechanics: a spring-loaded frame, guide rails, bolt, base plate, and pin, all largely intact but slightly tampered with, likely during an ancient attempt to force it open. Archaeologists believe it once secured a personal chest or jewelry box, but the truth, only the people who use it know. Number 1. Yarmouth Runic Stone. The Yarmouth Stone, or the Fletcher Stone, is a quartzite slab found in 1812 by British Army surgeon Dr. Richard Fletcher on his land in Nova Scotia. Barely visible markings on the stone resemble Norse runes, prompting speculation that Viking explorers reached the region centuries before Columbus. In 1934, runologist Olaf Strandwold translated the runes as "Leif to Erik raises this monument." That would link it directly to Leif Erikson, whose journey to Newfoundland is already known. But doubts quickly followed. Critics questioned Strandwold's credentials, and others dismissed the marks as random scratches caused by nature. Some have even claimed the symbols resemble Mycenaean, Basque, or Japanese scripts. No consensus has ever been reached. The slab still sits at the center of heated debate. Is it a hoax, a natural accident, or a real Viking relic? No one can say for sure. What do you think of it? Well, let us know. And with this, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video and it taught you something great. If it did, well, like it, share it, and hit that subscribe icon because it helps us to bring you more awesome videos like this.